Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we're going to be making this really cute rectangle box. Not rectangle, it's called a triangle. Okay, so we're going to be making this triangle box. I made one like this, I think it was 2 years ago for my 13 Spooky Projects of Halloween. And I used a magnet to close that one. And this one I'm just using this ribbon that I have put through this little ribbon slide with one of our new punches. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I really like this. I think this is really, really pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This is the template that I had showed back in, I think it was 2008. These are cut lines, or these are score lines, and then we're cutting away these parts of the box. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, you can, but I'm going to give you the measurements here. So you're going to need a piece of, I'm using Petal Pink here, and this piece measures 7 3/4. So I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored, and on the what did I say that right? 7 by 9 3/4. I'm not for sure if I said that right. So it's 7 by 9 3/4. And on the 9 3/4 side, you're going to score at 1 3/4, 4 1/4, 7 1/4. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it on the 7-inch side, and I'm going to score at 2 and 5. All right, and what's really funny is I did the exact same thing that I did on the other time that I made this box, is I jumped the track, which I don't do a lot, but obviously I do. So what I do is I'm taking my bone folder, and where I jump the track, I'm just pushing that back out. So you can barely even see it now where I jump the track. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I have the shortest part of the box, which is the 1 3, nope. So it would be 1 3/4, yes. So 1 3/4 is right here. I have that right up at the top. All right, did I do this correctly? Because that doesn't look right to me. Yes, that's right. Okay. Oy. Okay. So the 1 3/4 part is going to be up at the top, and this part is what we're going to be taking away. So I'm going to take away this. I'm going to take away this. I'm going to take away this, and I'm going to take away this. So this is what I'm going to be cutting off. And you can use your scissors, or you can use your paper trimmer. I am going to use my paper trimmer. So I'm going to put this in at 2 inches. And it's the groove is going to be right on the score line. And I'm going to cut that down to, so it's about 4 1/4. So I'm going to bring that all the way down to 4 1/4, down to this second score line. Then I am going to, which I think I kind of got a little bit over here. I did, but that's all right. It will still work. And then this one's going to be down at 5. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring my trimmer up, and I'm going to cut that down to 4 1/4 right there. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put the other score line, which is at 4 1/4, and we're going to cut that down to 2. Okay, and then you can bring that down here. Oh, that one just came right off. That's good. Okay. Now, if you just wanted to cut this with your scissors, you don't have to do all this measurement stuff. You can just go right down to the score line, and that's going to come right off. It just makes a cleaner cut to me. So if you put it in the score line, or right in the score line, right in the track, it's just going to make a cleaner cut. And then cut right down to the score line. And then you're going to turn that, and you're going to cut right down to that cut there. And then we're going to lift that up, and we're going to come right up to this cut here. Okay. So this one's going to cut right off, and there we go. That's how you're going to cut all of that. All right. Now we are going to bring in our pierce mat. And I'm going to take a ruler, and on these 2 rectangles right here, these measure 3 inches. I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm just going to measure to 1 1/2 on both sides. So 1 1/2 on both sides. Then I'm going to take my ruler and my stylus, and I'm going to take the small end of my stylus, and I'm going to put that right here, and then I'm going to move my ruler down to the 1 1/2 inch mark, and I'm just going to give that a score. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, put my stylus right here, and we're just going to give that a score. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to put my stylus right here, put my ruler down to the 1 1/2 inch mark, and give that a score. And we're going to take this one and do the same thing. Don't press too hard. You don't want to rip your paper. All right. Now we're going to take our bone folder, and I am going to get a good crease on all of my scores here. Alright. And then we're going to take these and we're just going to bend them a little bit so that we can get a good crease right here. Okay. Get a little bend here and a little bend here. Alright. This one goes over here. Alright. Okay, so this is going to go up like this. You're going to glue these together like this, and then this is going to fold over, and that's going to create your triangle box. Okay? Now, I didn't cut my paper because I wanted to. It's not hard, but I like to do it in a continuous strip all the way down so that everything lines up. See how the Eiffel Tower here continues over here, and then it continues over here. Now, nobody's going to notice that, but you or me. So I just like to do it like that. Okay, so you're going to cut your strip at 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Okay, now you're just going to cut these so that they're continuous all the way down, and then keep them in order so that you know where to put them. So your first cut is going to be at 1 1/2. You're going to cut 2 of those, so 1 1/2 and 1 1/2. Okay. The next one is going to be 2 1/4. Right on top. 2 3/4. Okay. Right on top. And then 2 1/4. So you're going to have this little scrap right here left over. Put that back in our package. Save it for something else. So then this goes right on top of here. Okay? Move those out of the way for a second. All right. Now this one, I did not round my corners, but I'm going to round my corners this time just to see if I like it any better. I know I rounded my corners on the last one. Gives it a little softer feel. So I'm just going to take, the only one I'm going to do is this 1 3/4 piece right here. So I'm going to fold that down. I'm just going to put this in my corner round, my detailed trio punch, and I'm going to use the corner rounder end here. Okay, and do it on both sides. See how we like that. This cuts a little bit off. All right, so now I'm going to flip this over because we want the paper to be on the outside, and this is where the papers are going to lie. So just like this. And then this one's going to go on the inside. So I'm going to put that one up here. All right. Get some glue here. All right. So this is the outside of the box. Try and get an even border on all of the sides. See, so then this one lines up with that one, this one lines up with that one. Do not have to do this, just something that I do. But if you have a continuous pattern, it's kind of nice. Okay. All right, so this one right here, I want to round these 2 corners. So I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to round these 2 corners. Okay. So this one's going to go up here. All right. So now this is going to go like this. So I want to make sure that this goes like this. Actually, it goes like this. Right. So this is an extension of this. All right. So I'm going to round these 2 corners. And this on this side. All right. here. All right. So now you're going to take your box and you're going to put some glue on just these two triangles right here. So I'm just going to do this triangle. And I'm going to put this edge to this fold. Make sure you get it nice and straight. Then I'm going to take this one, and that's going to go on the inside of this, again, lining up the fold with the edge of the paper. Like I got a little much glue there. Let's wipe that off. I'll be able to take my adhesive eraser to that later. Okay, just like that. Now this is going to fit a good, I don't have any Halloween, or not Halloween, Valentine's candy with me right at the moment. But it's going to fit a good amount of candy in here. A small handful of Hershey's Kisses, the peanut butter cups, Reese's peanut butter cups, are in shape of the long hearts. You're going to be able to put 3 in there. So this is gonna fit a good amount. All right, so then you're gonna fold this up just like this, and then the ribbon's gonna go around, and the ribbon's gonna close it, hold it closed. I'm gonna take just a scrap of the petal pink from when I cut down the cardstock, and I am using the stamp set that is called I accidentally put it away. No, it's over here. It's called Perfectly Framed. Now this is in the New Occasions catalog. I'm also using the ornate frames. This was in our holiday catalog, but it carried over, and these do coordinate together. So I'm using this little frame here, and I'm using the Lots of Love. I'm using my Cherry Cobbler ink. And I'm just going to stamp that on this little scrap here. Okay. And then with this frame, I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. All right, and I do want it to go up towards the top more than the bottom. I don't want it centered because I do want to put that little slit in there for the ribbon. Being difficult here. Okay. All right. Run that through. And then that cuts a nice frame. It's got the stitching around it. I'm so glad that they decided to bring these back. I think everybody is, because these are awesome, awesome framelits. All right, so now I'm going to take this. I'm going to take a piece of Post-it with some sticky on it. I'm going to put that up towards the top. I'm going to bring in my, let's see what this is called, Label Me Fancy. This is a new punch. It punches out 3 things, so it'll punch out this label, this little dot, and this little ribbon slit. I'm going to take this and I'm going to eyeball it so that the slit is in the center of this. So I'm just going to eyeball that. And then I can see the stitching, and I'm just going to go a little bit above the stitching. And hopefully I have that straight. Not too bad. It could have been over here just a tad more, but that's all right. Doesn't need to be perfect. If it's perfect, it's not handmade. That's what I've heard. All right, so we're going to take this. I'm going to be using some of this petal pink organdy striped ribbon. This is so pretty. All right, so we're going to take this. I'm going to take, you would have your candy in here already. You're going to take this and you're going to thread this through just like this, and I'm going to have it more up towards the top. So let's turn this over. I'm going to get a couple of the mini dimensionals and put that on either side of the ribbon. Since the ribbon's already in there, you're going to be able to slide that around as you need to. Depending, I'm not giving you a size on how much ribbon you need, because it really depends on you. You want enough ribbon where it's comfortable for you to make your bow. So I'm centering this from side to side, but more up towards the top. So it's up towards the top more, but centered from here and here. So we'll just unwind our ribbon here, and we're going to make a bow. All right. I tend to give myself more than not enough because I want to make sure that my bow is pretty. So we'll put this over here. And this ribbon ties such pretty bows. And I like the smaller bow better than a bigger bow on this project. And it like fluffs up nicely. It's great bow tying ribbon. All right. Go. All right, there we go. So we'll give this a little snip here and a snip there. All right, then I took some of our Heart Epoxy Droplets. I took my dark petal pink marker and I colored one of each of the sizes. Now, I don't even know if you can see them on here, but in real life, and then I have another one down here, you can see them. It just adds a little bit something. It's just not so plain. So I colored 3 of those and then let them dry. Let me get my take your pick tool. And I'm going to take the largest one and I'm going to put that towards the bottom. And I'm just trying to get it straight so that the heart is straight. Okay. And then I took the smallest one. And I put that over here. Again, just trying to get it straight. Okay. And then I took the medium size one and I put that one right here. And that one's kind of over looping overlapping the little swirl on the L here. Okay. All right. So that is it. It's pretty simple, but I really, I think this is quite striking myself. So there you go. Really pretty. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. Don't forget, we still have the promotion going through Celebration. If you would like to become a demonstrator, you get 3 extra goodies in your $99 kit. If you have questions on that, let me know. And notice I forgot about that. I rounded the corners, and I do like it with the rounded corners better. I think it's softer. Not that this is bad, but I like that better. But all right, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.